Mrs. Potts says that for years, her husband has put his church life over their love life. So now she's ready to live the single life. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Potts v. Potts.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Mrs. Potts and Mr. Potts, Reverend Potts, as I understand it to be,
yes,
correct?
Your Honor.
Wonderful. You all have been together for 9 years. You've been married for 8 years. You have a blended family of a total of 10 children and 3 grandchildren. Good Lord.
Yes, Your Honor.
Y'all believe in being fruitful and multiplying. Okay. Why are we in court today, Ms. Potts?
Well, I'm here today, Your Honor, because I want to get a divorce from my husband.
Oh, my goodness. With all these kids?
Yes.
All right. Tell me why.
I'm getting fed up with this. He don't know how to separate the church life from my marriage.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm getting fed up with the anger issues, the money issues, and the wanting red flags.
So in other words, you don't mind being first lady, but you want to be the first lady in your marriage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Understand. Reverend Potts.
Yes, Your Honor.
What say you?
I'm here today, Your Honor, because I want to save my marriage. As a pastor, I believe in wedding vows until death do us part, sickness and health. And so I'm here because I want to save my marriage and rekindle the love that we have and see what I can do to make this right.
Well, I'm not sure if you can rekindle it because I don't know how it broke. Why don't we start with you, Mrs. Potts? How did you all meet, and what brought us to the point that we were in divorce court?
I met him at a church that I was at for over 30 years.
Wow.
Yes. And when I seen him walk in the door, he just caught my eye immediately. I'm like, yeah, he's the one for me.
He was not the pastor at that time?
No, he was a minister at the time.
Okay, so he was a visitor
Yes.
in your church?
Yes.
And of course, you being one of the ladies, longtime ladies of the church, you looked over there and you locked that down real quick,
Yes,
didn't
I
you?
did.
And then what happened next?
And after that, we just started dating. We got married, had a big wedding. And then after that, everything was going fine until he lost his job, became a full-time pastor, and he found that he wasn't making the money that he was making before. So things
Mr. Potts, what were you
changing.
doing before?
Your Honor, I had several jobs. I was working in telecommunications. I was working for a call center.
So you were putting multiple things together in order to make a living, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so at some point, he lost those outside incomes, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the plan of action for your family? Because with 10 children between you, you can't just operate on one income. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
no
not
matter
at all, Your Honor.
if you Jeff Bezos or not. That's a lot of mouths to feed. Reverend Potts,
Yes, it is.
what was your plan for that?
Honestly, Your Honor, I didn't have a plan after that because I didn't think I would run into the issues that I had. I was focused on one plan, and when that fell apart, it just kind of put me in the valley of decision, so to speak.
So I'm going to actually table the finances because something else led us to a point to get us here. Mrs. Potts, you are concerned that with the loss of his job and the acquisition of this full-time role in the church, he has developed some anger problems and his attitude has changed. Am I correct?
Yes.
Why don't you explain to me what you mean?
Well, there was one situation where there was a pastor that went on Facebook Live and put a whole post up going live, going off on my husband, talking about him, spreading lies and everything. So he got mad at me because I told him I was ready to leave the church because I felt that that wasn't right. So he started cussing at me, using the F-bomb and the S-bomb and the N-bomb words, and I felt that that wasn't right.
I don't understand. Why would you be angry with your wife?
You know, she took the good girl role. Oh, don't say nothing. Oh, you're the pastor. Take the high road. I didn't want to hear that because I have a past before that. And before I was a pastor, before I was a preacher, I was in the streets. And you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. And I felt like as my wife, you're supposed to be defending me.
Actually, as your wife, according to the word, she's supposed to be the hedge of protection. She's supposed to make you not do stupid stuff like leave the Oscars audience and walk up on the stage and smack somebody in front of the world. Your wife's supposed to be the one to grab you by your leg and tell you, nah, that ain't got nothing to do with us. What we trying to do, what we trying to build here, we trying to build it here. That's what the role is. We make sure that you don't do anything that's gonna long-term jeopardize us. That's what the word says. Why would you then violate your marriage and cuss her out? What does that have to do with what was happening in your life?
I don't know what bothered me so much about her being calm and just the niceness. It's like, this man is dragging me through the mud and you're not mad, you're not defending me, you're not saying nothing. And I want to go off on him and let him know what's going on. And she just nice and sweet. And so I'm like, you should be mad because I'm angry.
Mrs. Potts, what were you thinking?
I was thinking I was mad too, but I was thinking like, that's not the way to go. We're First Lady and pastors, and that's not how a pastor should act. Just because one pastor did something evil don't mean you turn around and repay them with evil.
And did you convey that to your husband?
Yes.
And he met your kindness and good counsel with vulgarities and aggression, is that correct?
Yes.
Did he beg your pardon afterwards?
Yes, he did.
So, Ms. Potts, you understand that that was an inappropriate way to react and respond to this woman's kindness and good counsel. Because the last thing you want to do is meet ignorance with ignorance. Excellence is the only thing that trumps ignorance. That's it. Always 24/7.
He would take the tax money and he would buy suits.
So you one of them Detroit pastors, But the lights got turned off.
I'm in front of a camera. Every week we're in church, so my appearance matters.
But see, here's the thing. That looks like evidence of fake it till you make it. But that's only one thing, is the anger problems and the overreaction. The money situation has changed. Am I right, Mrs. Potts?
Yes.
What's changed in your home?
He's taken the money from the church, from our family, and he's giving it to other people to help them pay their lights and gas bills and stuff. And he knows that we need the money to pay our lights and gas and water and stuff. Our stuff got cut off because he gave these other people the money, so we had to go a couple of days without lights and gas.
In a home that houses multiple children?
Yes.
How many kids live in the house?
10.
Because some of your grandchildren live with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor,
I'm listening, absolutely.
The situation is the young lady, she's a single mother at our church. She looks at my wife and I as her second family. She even calls us mom and dad. I wasn't thinking at the time about what I needed to do at home. All I knew was that it was someone there, and I felt as her pastor, I had to step in and do something. And that was all I was thinking about, was helping her out of the situation.
Actually, and I think Mrs. Potts is saying she understands that that's the role you took on, and that was all you were thinking about. But you were supposed to be thinking about her. You were supposed to be thinking about home. You were supposed to be thinking about your children. How were they going to eat? How was she supposed to shower to get ready to go to work? Those are the kinds of things that, you know, a mature relationship has to consider. And more importantly, you have to check with your partner, sir.
Your Honor, at that time, I felt, oftentimes when I do things, as far as the church is concerned, I feel like because my name is on the building that I make the decisions. And then if it's money that I make, a lot of times I feel like I don't have to talk to her about it. And so when someone comes to me, my first thought isn't, oh, talk to your wife first. My first thought is, where can I be to help? Or what can I do to help? And then I'll talk to her afterwards.
Your Honor, can I cut in?
Absolutely.
We do have another situation where he would take the tax money and he would buy suits to impress the people at the church.
Suits as in clothing?
Yes, suits, shoes, shirts, ties.
How much money are we talking?
Like the income taxes would be like $5,000, and he would take all of that and go buy suits and shirts and ties with them.
But the lights got turned off.
I'm in front of a camera. Whether it's Skype, whether it's Zoom, doing counseling sessions, I do an online Bible study every week. We're in church. So my appearance matters.
So
Excuse me,
here's
Your
my
Honor.
question.
Your Honor.
Did you not have any clothes at the crib before you spent $5,000 on brand new suits?
None
Excuse
that
me,
I
Your
could
Honor.
fit.
Can I say something?
I'm
I
listening.
did submit evidence of the suits and shoes and stuff that he did buy.
I would love to see this because for $5,000, oh, so you one of them Detroit pastors, You got to have the gaiters and the velvet and all of that, okay? But see, here's the thing. That looks like evidence of fake it till you make it. You supposed to be a living example in your community, and you might be fly in a mug, but if your wife and children are at home struggling, that's all fake. That's just the truth. You've brought up a couple of times that you were for the streets back in the day. Have you abandoned that lifestyle?
I might not spin the block, but I'm sure gonna pull up to the corner.
When's the last time you've been at the strip club?
3 years, but we went together. And we ended up seeing some members from a church that I preached at.
Ooh, y'all be having different kind of church in Detroit. I'm still trying to figure out what has been sort of the final straw, the red flags for you, because you introduced this case saying there were financial issues, your husband places the church above you, but there were some red flags and a final straw that brought you to divorce court. Tell me what you're talking about.
Well, Your Honor, there was one time when me and my husband was laying in the bed and I was trying to cuddle with him, trying to give him kisses and stuff, and he just pushed me off. Come to find out, he had been watching pornography behind my back. He would hide his phone so I can't see him. So it just made me feel like he was cheating, made me feel like I wasn't enough for him.
And what was
Excuse
your
me,
response, Pastor?
The night in question, I had seen some stuff on a video and I wanted to try to introduce it into the bedroom. And she wasn't feeling that. And so I felt, well, if y'all want to do what I want to do, then I ain't doing what you want to do.
That doesn't sound like a very healthy way to engage in intimate contact with each other.
You're a pastor, why are you watching porn? I don't understand it.
Well, I didn't see anything wrong with it at the time. That's how I was taught. I know I didn't have the best teachers, but certain things I was taught it wasn't nothing wrong with. So
Well, as
I
Maya
grew up,
likes to say, when you know better, you do better.
yes, ma'am.
You've brought up a couple of times that you were for the streets back in the day. Have you abandoned that lifestyle?
Yes, ma'am.
No other issues in terms of going to places you're not supposed to go to?
No, ma'am. I went to the strip clubs. I was there so much they knew me by name, knew what booth I was going to, knew what drinks I was getting. And I made that change. But some of the attitudes and stuff, it still lingers. So when something happened I don't agree with, somebody come at me the wrong way, I might not spin the block, but I'm sure gonna pull up to the corner.
So, question, when's the last time you've been at the strip club?
It's been 3 years, but we went together. I didn't go by myself, like I took my wife with me. And one time we were there and we ended up seeing some members from a church that I preached at.
Ooh, y'all be having different kind of church in Detroit. I've never been there. Ms. Potts, you're sitting there like you're used to, Mr. Potts, Reverend Potts, being able to charm people. But I'm afraid that you are losing yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you getting what you need out of this marriage?
No, my final straw is I don't feel like I'm the first lady anymore.
Why?
He doesn't include me in the church meetings anymore. And there was one time there was a pastor that he had to come preach that I didn't know about. I'm thinking he's there to enjoy the service, but come to find out, he wound up getting up there preaching And I didn't know what was going on, and I was lost. And it made me feel so embarrassed.
And sir, tell me what's going on. Why are you not including your wife?
Certain aspects of the church, I stop including her because sometimes people will come to me and say, Pastor, I want to talk to you, just you by yourself.
Well, no, I understand the pastoral meetings because that is private. You're not talking about in private meetings with congregants, are you?
Yes, the members.
Okay,
yes, the
you
members.
do understand that there is a part of law called the priest-penitent relationship. That is between the pastor and the penitent.
Yeah, but we normally do everything together, but then it stopped.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a little bit of information. The law does not acknowledge the pastor's wife in that priest-penitent relationship. Those are private moments. Now, whatever else you want to be involved in, that's between you and your husband. But those private moments with a congregant who is the penitent in the situation, that's supposed to be a conversation with the pastor. Legitimately, that's supposed to be a conversation with the pastor.
Okay, well, Your Honor, at this point, I just want a divorce.
There it
and
is.
I have the papers
Are you
for
sure?
the divorce. Yes, ma'am.
Why are you so sure? Because I want to be very clear.
Because I just really feel like nothing's going to change. I feel like after we leave here, it's really going to be the same. He's still going to put the church before me.
And that's not acceptable to you, is that correct?
Not at all.
Your wife has said, Mr. Potts, that her needs have changed. Her needs are such that she needs a husband that's going to place her at the top of his agenda. Am I right, Mrs. Potts?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, are you able to do that?
Yes, ma'am. Is it okay if I talk to my wife?
Absolutely.
First and foremost, let me apologize to you. When we first got together, there was promises that I made you that in the past couple of years I haven't held up to them. I see how the whole pornography and my anger has affected you, and I want to apologize to you. That had nothing to do with you being less than a woman or that you wasn't enough for me. That had something to do with me and what I was dealing with inside. You are enough. You have always been enough, and that's why I married you twice. If I can talk you out of a divorce, I promise you that you won't regret it. I know I'm not the same man you married 8 years ago, but I can promise you that I could be a better one.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm still done. I've heard all this before. I can't do it anymore.
You know, that's the interesting part about it is no matter what somebody says, you know what you've heard in the past. You know what the actions have been. And you know your own heart. Ms. Potts, you brought divorce papers to court.
Yes, I did.
May I see those papers? Thank you.
I deserve better, Judge, and I feel like I should be the only one.
Ms. Potts, you married somebody that you were looking to build a long-term relationship with. And you didn't marry him to be the first lady of a church and play second, is that correct?
Not at all.
Do you see any way forward in this relationship? Is there anything that you'd like to do?
No, I just want to be number one and not number two.
The papers are in order.
Yes.
You have signed them and you have dated them.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like me to serve them?
Yes, ma'am.
Corey, will you please?
You've been served.
The end of a marriage is never a comfortable thing. You are now going to have to learn how to co-parent because there are children involved.
Yes, ma'am.
But this can begin your healing process. And I'm sorry that your words fell on deaf ears, but something tells me that's because those words have been said before and they just were not followed up with enough action to make Mrs. Potts remain Mrs. Potts. We're done here. That's my verdict.
Made in Georgia.